I must be live now. I'm just randomly going live, so this should be interesting. I don't know if anyone's going to show up. We'll see how long it takes for people to show up. We're just going to sit here, and I probably should get something to drink. And then we can chat. Let's see if anyone actually shows up to this stream. Anyways, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. We'll see how long it takes for someone to show up. And it definitely is working. So that's good. I have one person here in less than a minute. We can just BS about fishing. I've been ice fishing a lot. This last weekend it was really slow. I have used it a few times. I haven't used it in a really long time. Hi to North Angler. How are you doing? You can get multiple people to come up on the stream, which is cool. I don't even know. You must be able to click invite. Oh, I forgot to add myself back to the stream. That's why. I haven't used this streaming service in a while, so I'm kind of just getting new to this. So I just am trying to remember how to do it in case I do decide to go live. So it seems to be working okay. I'm just making sure I can get another device logged onto it. So I think if I go on this other one, I should be able to get onto it. I should have won ice fishing tonight. It's nice out here. It's like 35 degrees out and the wind died down. So I should be out fishing. I'm going to Brainerd tomorrow for a work meeting. I might go out on Gull Lake because where we're staying is right on Gull Lake. So I might try fishing out there. All you can fish for right now in Minnesota is for panfish because game fish season closed, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So yeah, it's nice weather for ice fishing. Yesterday there was like a 20-mile-an-hour wind. Whatever footage I have is going to be so windy from when it's June. Yeah, I have that spear. I have a video to edit of spearing. I just haven't got around to editing it. I'm kind of deciding I need to apply for some jobs because I am not very happy with the job I have now. So I've been looking for a job. So I need to apply for some jobs at night this week. So that kind of cuts in my time I have to edit my videos. And usually during the weekend I'm out fishing, so I don't get that much editing done during the weekend either. So all my videos have like a week delay in from when I film them to get to posting them. And half the time I don't even like film half the fishing and just film when I catch it because it's easier for me to post the videos, although it's not as good a footage. So that's what I've been doing. Awesome that you're on the ice. That's a nice bass. I've caught a few bass through the ice, which has been fun. Huh, it says I can enter it from another stream. So I don't know. I just need to log in as a different. I'm just logged in as my other channel. So my link definitely is working. I'll probably be out ice fishing this weekend, hardcore. It's all weather dependent, and I probably just go fishing in North Dakota or to the same lake I've been catching the walleyes on. We'll have to see where I end up deciding to go. I'd kind of want to find some other lakes where I can get some more pike because I haven't caught that many pike through the ice this year. But it's all good. I'm trying to figure out all these new lakes and which ones are good or bad, which is taking a while. Some of the lakes I've done really bad on, like catching 3-4 inch perch, but that's how fishing is and why it's fishing, not catching. So it's just a matter of trying spots and then figuring out where they bite and where they don't bite. Hi, Tommy Tech Outdoors. Not much. I'm just making sure I remember how to use StreamYard and decide to go live for a while. I'm just hanging out in my apartment. I was going to apply for some jobs. I don't know. I'm trying to find a new job. We'll see when I end up moving again. I don't know what'll happen. I don't know. It's pretty lonely where I live. There's like no one that lives around here. This town is like 200 and some odd people, and it's just like really quiet and small town. It's kind of nice, but it's kind of not nice. So I don't know. I'm just kind of debating on what to do with my life right now. But that's why I don't know. I haven't been in the mood to do much live streaming, so that's why I haven't been doing much for live streaming. I just kind of randomly decided to go live because I haven't went for a while, and I wanted to make sure I knew how to do StreamYard in case I decided to have a chat with someone else. Yeah, thanks a lot. I don't know. I've applied to a bunch. I want to be a professor somewhere, and I've applied to a bunch of faculty positions, but I haven't got any interviews for them. I probably should clean up my videos some because some of my videos are not the cleanest videos. I'll admit to that. Shouldn't be eating as much stuff as I do. I'm really willing to try things though. I probably should just do some other type of content to videos rather than eating minnows. But I don't know. I kind of enjoy trying things. I'm a pretty silly person, I guess. But I probably shouldn't. Like I could go and just take a minnow and swallow it right now if you wanted to, which I should not do. So and I've been doing a lot of ice fishing. That's been a lot of fun. Some days I don't catch crap. Other days I do. Here's a minnow. Here's some Windsor. I would teach soil science. It tastes like a minnow. Holy crap, that's pretty tough to shoot. It's pretty tough to shoot when you haven't been drinking anything. This is like the whiskey they drink in Minnesota. It's blended Canadian whiskey. I don't know. Is this like Kessler's where they blend it with vodka? It says it's made with premium grains. It says it's Canadian whiskey, but it's bottled in Chicago. That makes no sense. But I guess I don't know. That's what I've been drinking, I guess. I have some caviar I'm gonna make too. I don't think I'm gonna make that till Friday because I need to go to Wahpeton and buy some stuff to make it because I think I need like cream cheese and dill to make the caviar spread and sour cream. So that video will be coming soon of me making caviar. I always think I need to get a northern though because I want to see if northern or walleye or perch eggs make better caviar. I don't know because I know I've had northern eggs. A lot of people say that trout or salmon eggs make good caviar too, or sturgeon eggs. Unfortunately, sturgeon are really hard to get that have caviar in them. I know in the lower Wisconsin River you can catch shovel nose sturgeon, but I don't catch that many till it gets warm. Maybe if you just went to deep pools in like April and just casted out some like 2 or 4 ounce weights and just had them sit down on bottom, you'd probably get some. But I never seem to catch that many of them there till it warms up in like May and June. And I think they spawn in like April. Most fish when they're spawning don't bite out of aggression anyways though, so it's hard to catch fish when they're actively in the process of spawning, but when they're staging before and after, they're easier to catch. I should have a good walleye run coming soon, so there should be some good walleye fishing below that dam that's got overrun with carp. I have a really good spearing video I'm going to upload too when I get around to it. It did not go quite right, but at least I didn't fill my waders up. I need something else. You like carp spearing? I got a 31-incher. I don't know what to do with it, though. I need to ask some farmer that and see if I can just throw them in their field somewhere. But I feel nervous asking them if I can do it because I know a bunch. I talked to some of the farmers, but I just don't know what they'd say if I'd ask them, "Hey, can I just throw carp in your field?" I feel that'd be really weird because I don't know them that well. So yeah, I think I might try to spear a pike because it's legal to spear pike in North Dakota. It's just going to be a lot of work for me because I'm too cheap to buy an ice saw. So I'm gonna like end up getting an axe and drilling like 10 holes in the area and beating out the holes with an axe. That'll make for a good video, and hopefully I get one though. I think I'll probably do that on my action perch lake, unless this other lake I think I'm gonna try this weekend has a lot of pike. I've never speared northerns before, so I'm gonna see how it goes. I'll just have to give it to someone. Yeah, that spear was completely junk. There's so many carp in that spot. They're actually probably the easiest they are to spear right now because the water's cold, so they're not very active. So they're literally moving so slow, they're really easy to get the spear in. It was fun though. I got yelled at work because I threw some of them in the work dumpster though, and they told the people from our soil and water conservation district told my supervisor that I put carp in there, and the other person from the SWCD said it was okay, and then they just created a bunch of bullshit drama there. They spear snakehead here. Don't those mostly taste pretty good? Those look kind of fun to catch. I want to go out and fish for them. So we'll have to try that sometime. I don't know. I haven't really traveled to the eastern U.S. or southern U.S. that much. I've only went to Florida once when I went to a conference there. And then I've been to like Texas a few times, just mostly to travel through it. So I haven't really done much in the southeast part of the U.S. or over by Maryland, even where you're at. It's just I guess I just haven't got the opportunity to travel there. So I'll just have to see if I end up getting there. If I have my current job, I probably won't travel there much though. I know I'm supposed to go to this training in like the end of March. That's in Lincoln, Nebraska, which I'm not really looking forward to going to. Hi, Brandon. It's like three and a half hours. Yeah, I'll get in contact with you if I head over in that area. It's not that close. I'll Google how far it is. I was thinking, hey, Rattle Trap Fishing, thanks for stopping by. I was thinking about heading up that direction one of these days. I was thinking about just sleeping in my truck or sleeping in a cot because I'm too cheap to pay for lodging. One of my videos ideas was to do a 24-hour ice fishing challenge in my shack. I don't know if that's a good or bad idea. I'll have to see how it goes. I'll probably just be exhausted and my back will probably be hurting by the time I'm done with it. But that was a video idea I had. So I might do it. I should have done it this last weekend because it was warm out this last weekend, but I didn't. Devil's Lake, North Dakota is 178 miles from me. And it will take 3 hours and 25 minutes. I guess that's not too far. I heard the bite hasn't been that great out there, though. The bite for small walleyes, like small up to 15, 16-inch walleyes, has been really good on Lake Traverse, where I've been fishing a lot. Like, other than the last couple times, last weekend, I could have caught my limit of walleyes every time I went out there. Although most of them are 12 to 15 inchers. The biggest one I got was just short of 20 out there. I don't think I've ever caught a walleye bigger than 20 inches through the ice. I'm almost debating on figuring out how to go up to Lake Winnipeg, which is, how far is that from me? Like probably 6 hours. Because that's where you get trophy walleyes. I don't know. I wonder if I can get a year-round Manitoba license if I buy one now that's good for next year. Because I know in South Dakota, like, their licenses go from December 15th of the year before through January 30th of the year after. So, like, if you I bought a 2020 license on like December 18th of last year, and it's good through January 31st to December of 2021. So it like covers a year and a month and a half, which is pretty nice. Whereas Minnesota licenses expire on the 29th, and the North Dakota license expires on the 31st of March, and so does the Wisconsin license. How far is Lake Winnipeg from here? Why is it not showing up my location? I should see. I really want to go there. Why can't my phone find my way there? What the heck? Winnipeg is not that far. Is that Lake Manitoba next to it? Winnipeg must only be like 5 hours from here. I really want to go there because I want to catch like a 30-some-odd inch walleye. And that's probably your best chance of getting one. I need to figure out my boat situation too, because the sea nymph was fishing out of has some issues, and I need to fix the shifter on it. I'll show you what I have for bait casters. For walleyes, I usually use spinning reels. I do have some bait casters. I have the Shimano Cardiff, and I have a Shimano Calcutta, but I use them for musky fishing. Or this is Shimano Carvalis. Thanks for stopping by, Tommy Tech Outdoors. But this I have, I think, 80-pound braid. It needs new line. You can see how worn it is. I like bait casters for musky fishing, or if I'm fishing fast action baits for pike or bass. But for like walleye fishing, I just like using a spinning rod, like probably like a 6 or 7 foot medium action spinning reel is probably about right for walleyes. And if you troll, you use line counter reels like what I have here. This is a salmon trolling one, but is this an Oka? No, this is a Cabela's. This is a Cabela's downrigger rod. It's a little flimsy. And there's a line counter on here, and then you can let the crankbait back however many feet. If you want to get real precise on trolling, it's nice. If you run planer boards, these rods are nice because they're geared. You screw up the bearings on you wear out the gears on your spinning reels if you crank in the planer board, just because there's so much resistance. But instead of having like a 5:2-to-1 gear ratio, these have like a 4:0-to-1 gear ratio. So they'll work better for reeling in big baits or reeling in planer boards. Hey, the fishing trucker, thanks for stopping by. This is just a random live. I don't know how I've been live for 20 minutes. But anyways, yeah, these reels are good. I don't know. I was actually, if you're catfish fishing in like 20 or 30 feet of water, rods like this actually work decent too, because you can just let out line till they go down on the bottom and know how much line you let out. This rod's pretty flimsy and there's a lot of give, so it's kind of nice when you're fighting a big fish because it doesn't hurt your wrist. So, this rod's okay. I don't know what we've caught on. Probably a salmon or a laker. This rod has 20-pound mono. The other trolling rod I have, which is an Okama Magda, which I like better than these Cabela's reels, has, I think, 50-pound braid on it. I'm just going to use these for walleye trolling in the spring, though. This has 20-pound line, but the water's so dirty here, I don't think it's going to matter. You have 2 7,000s. I don't know why, but to be honest, I was thinking about doing a review on the Abu Ambassador 6500s, and I was going to rip the heck out of them because I've had really bad luck with the musky fishing. That Shimano I have, that Shimano Corvallis, which is the same price as the Ambassador, has gotten way more use, and that's on my extra heavy rod, and I'm casting like half-pound baits with it, which is really hard on the reel all the time. And you, instead of going out catfish fishing and casting out 20 or 30 times, like you go out in a day and cast it a couple thousand times. So, and you're ripping such big baits that it's really hard on the reels. But that Shimano is holding up way better than the two Ambassadors that I've had. I have some red Abu sitting around here somewhere. I think it's just like a 6600 though. I was thinking about fixing it, but I haven't fixed it yet. I should figure out where that's at and actually fix it. I am very good at accumulating fishing gear because I have like 2 totes full of fishing gear here, and I just like at times I just compulsively buy it, which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Like I say, tackle boxes never can hold enough lures. I put braid on bait casters. This is a trolling rod, and I have mono on it. For downrigger rods, for like the clips on the downrigger or on the planer boards, mono works better than braid. So on these trolling reels, I like having mono, but on the bait casters, I have braid. I don't know. I see advantages to both. Like, if you're catfish fishing and you're in a bunch of brush and stuff, you're going to want to run like 80-pound, 65 or 80-pound braid because you're going to need to yank the hell out of a 20-pound fish. With musky fishing, the only reason I run 80-pound braid is because those baits cost $30, and if you have light line, you cast the suckers off way easier. So I don't know. I would say braid on a bait caster, but I know some bass fishermen like mono on them, depending on the type of fishing they're doing. But if you're catfish fishing, I would just run like 65 or 80-pound braid and run a tie like 30 to 50-pound fluorocarbon off your weight, and then if you get snagged up, you just snap off your hook. But that's just my own opinion. That's what I would do for sturgeon fishing too. So I would just put a swivel on it and tie like 2 or 3 feet of mono to the swivel, and then have my weight so it could slide freely. And then when the sturgeon would hit it, wouldn't feel any resistance and it could slide. But sturgeon bite a lot lighter than cats, so that's just what I would do. The musky rods don't work very well for sturgeon or catfish fishing just because they have no bend in them. Like this downrigger rod has a ton of bend in it, whereas the musky rods have no bend in it. But the musky rods are meant to whip really heavy baits. So that's what I have. I think I need to buy another bait caster because I have a St. Croix rod that needs to have a reel put on it. Like just like a bass St. Croix, but it's extra heavy. So I use it to cast small baits while musky fishing. The next time I go back to Wisconsin, I'm going to grab it. Why is my phone not giving me directions to Lake Winnipeg? That's pissing me off. I want to go there really bad. I need to catch my PB walleye that's bigger than 29 inches. I haven't caught a walleye even close. I guess I got a 27 2 years ago. This last year, the biggest one I think I caught was 23. And the pathetic thing about that is the 23 was biggest out of like 1,000. Yes, I do need to come back to Wisconsin. I should have came back this last weekend because I had President's Day off, but I didn't. I didn't even fish in a fishery this last weekend, so I should have came back to Wisconsin then. I need to go visit my brothers to fix my boat because I'm debating on what to do for my boat situation for this year. I want to get like an 18-foot deep V so I can so it goes better in like 3-foot waves. When are you going to the Kalahari? If you just go down and fish below the dam at Wisconsin Dells, you can catch a whole slew of species. There's flatheads, channels, sturgeon, walleye, sheephead, bass. You can just, it's kind of snaggy offshore, but you can just go below the dam and catch fish. And there's some pretty big flatheads there. You won't have any issue catching fish there. You'll at least catch drum. There's quite a few catfish there too. So it's not that hard. You don't really need a guide unless you want to go out and search. But you should be able to catch them below the dam. You should just be able to catch smallies, walleyes, saugers, catfish. Hey, Raul, I'm doing okay. I'm just doing a live stream out of randomness and BSing, talking about fishing. I'm not a big fan of all the Dells area. I don't know. The Dells is pretty, but it's just like so built up, and it's just like a tourist destination. I don't know. I don't really care for it. They're getting some big walleyes below the dam right there right now. If you watch Bob Crappie's videos, I don't know if he was below Castle Rock or Petenwell Dam or the Dells Dam, but they were catching a lot of nice walleyes in the last video he posted. The Wisconsin River is a great action river for walleyes, though. There's a ton of walleyes in there. And in the wintertime, when you get on them, you can catch a whole pile of them. I hear Lake Wisconsin's been actually surprisingly good this year for saugers and walleyes, too. I know lower Wisconsin in a couple year classes, and this last year there was a bunch of 18 to 20 inches we were catching. Some good size walleyes. There in the lower Wisconsin, that'd be 18 inches. The rest of it, there's a 15 to 20 slot. Here in North Dakota and in Minnesota, there's no length limit on walleyes. That's why I was keeping the little ones. Like, it's a whole debate thing, though. Like, if you go out fishing and catch 50 walleyes to get 2 or 3 16-inchers, or if you just go out and keep the first 4 walleyes you catch, there's probably the same amount of walleyes that die, because if you catch 50 walleyes, there's definitely a handful of illegal ones that are let go that are bleeding. That's why some of the time when I was catching like 10 or 12 inches that were bleeding, I was just keeping them because I can. They taste good anyways. But I know some people want them to get bigger. Some people like to keep like the 20, 24 inches too. Like if you want to bake them, the bigger ones are better. I kept a 19 and a half I caught on Saturday morning because it was just gill hooked and completely swallowed my tip down. Saturday was a rough day. Like, I've been fishing this island area, and like in the past, like you'd go out there and you'd catch a fish every half hour during the day or every hour. And then at dusk, you'd catch like 5 or 8 of them. And this time I caught like a fish at like, I caught a perch at like 7, caught a walleye at like 8, and then I caught a walleye at like 10 and a perch at 1, and it was just slow as can be. So, and I tried drilling a bunch of holes and I just couldn't find crap. You're gonna drop a catfish conference video? Nice. I was just watching CS Fishing's catfish conference video yesterday, I think. It looks like a fun conference. I don't even know if there's any fishing conferences in Fargo. I don't know. I should probably go to them. I have enough fishing stuff, so I feel no purpose in going to a conference because I'm just going to compulsively buy more fishing stuff. I don't know. Sometimes different baits work really well because I just bought some ripping wraps and I really like them. I've got a whole bunch of walleyes on them. And I've ended up buying like 4 of them now, and they're like $8 a piece. They're not cheap. Hey, Mo's Homesteading, thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I really like them. I guess I should get my ice fishing back and talk about that. So here's my flasher. It's a used and abused Vexlar FLA. It's simple, but if you're in shallow water, it works great. I kind of would like to get a fancier one, but I have no clue if I'm going to stay in this area where I ice fish or not. Here's my one jig box. I don't know. I was catching them on Fire Tiger, but I don't know. I think I bought a Fire Tiger perch and silver colored ones, and I was doing well on the Fire Tiger colored one. But I think around here the walleyes eat a lot of perch, so like Fire Tiger and perch color is always good. I was catching them on this one. I don't know. When the walleyes were aggressive, it's really fun because they would chase this up like 6 feet and just pound it. I bought some bigger ones with a fishery to try to weed out the smaller ones, but that didn't work. I don't know. I always have a lot of Fire Tiger and gold baits because that's what's been working for me. Like when I went to Fleet Farm, I bought some John Gillespie specials here, some zip lures. I can't catch anything, haven't caught anything through the ice with them yet, though. I was going to do a review video on these clam leech flutter spoons I bought. I don't know, they've worked okay. I've caught a couple walleyes, a pike, and some perch on them. They don't have as much action as this spoon is like my favorite. My favorite best spoons this year has been a glow shot spoon here. This is like a Fire Tiger colored. I think I have another silver one too, and slender spoons like right here. I don't know. I really like these slender spoons and like this style spoon because they really flutter far out when you drop them down. So they really make an erratic action. So I use them a lot. And sometimes when the perch are finicky, like this little tiny one works well. I usually use these 2 sizes of them though. That's pretty much what I've been using. And I guess I've used buckshot spoons too, which is here. I think I have a silver, a Fire Tiger, and this rainbow trout one. I've caught fish, walleyes on the Fire Tiger and silver one. The rattles on this are nothing compared to the. You haven't been fishing since the ice fishing fiasco? I go fishing way too much. I'll tell you the one good thing about being 29 and soon to be 30 and no kids is I can go fishing whenever I want. I'll tell you that much. So that, I don't know. Then I have a whole mess of jigs here. I haven't even been switching up my jigs that much because I just have been mostly fishing for perch and walleyes. Then I have some jigging wrap like baits. I have one walleye talker, which is here. And for some reason, the plastic beads broke on it. I should just make another one of these out of my own terminal tackle. Like I literally think you could put metal beads on this and it would make the same noise. So I don't know. I should make one of these. I've caught some fish at first ice with this and I haven't used it since. It did work. I don't know. If you have the right place to fish, anything will work though, or at the right time. I call this the earring jig because it makes a lot of noise. I don't know why I call it this. I got these off Wish App. I think these are like Solely Gang jigs or something. It was really cheap. It was like, I guess I don't know where the box is at, but it was like 10 jigging spoons and a bunch of jigs for like $10. So I bought it. It's all work, so I don't care. And I also bought a Clam C560 Shack. And I bought this Aquaview Micro Stealth, which I really like. This, I don't know, I can't record with this, but this is like really precise and the fish don't seem so scared of it and you can just drop it right down the hole. Yesterday when I was fishing, I was more entertained trying to watch like 6 to 7 inch perch eat a fathead than I was actually fishing. Like they would just sit and nip at it and nip at it and nip at it. It was really entertaining. Yeah, this is not cheap though. This is like $225. But I like it, and you can just put it in your pocket and walk around with it. So like it works really good. Like if you're marking fish and you can see, well, like you drop it down the hole and you see what they are. Although the one video of the pomme de terre ice fishing, all I was seeing was dinky perch. I don't know why, but some lakes have been really bad and other lakes have been really good. It's just a matter of finding the fish. This one guy just filled me full of crap at Pomme de Terre Lake. This one guy said that him and his friends caught 19, 15-inch crappies from this lake the week before. And I was thinking, like, if someone would have caught 19, 15-inch crappies at this lake that's like 10 minutes off I-94, there would have been like 200 ice castles out there, and there was only like 5 shacks out there. So there's no way they were catching that many fish. Like, I know he was just filling me full of bullshit. But that's how it goes. Some people just want to give you a line of crap. And he had caught like one 12-inch crappie. And I told him what I caught, which wasn't that much. These buckshots hardly even rattle. I thought they were making rattling cast masters, which I was thinking about trying too. I don't know, these weren't good for jigging for trout or jigging for perch in the open water because they're heavier. Same thing with the Swedish pimple, which I don't know where mine's at. Oh, it's right here. This is a good bait for perch, just a mini Swedish pimple. It drops down nice and fast. Like those slender spoons drop down really slow, whereas the Swedish pimple drops down really fast. I don't know, sometimes the fish are really finicky about presentation during the ice. So it's just a matter of figuring out what they want. And I have some jigging wrapped like baits. I don't know why. Hey, Catfish Head, I don't know why, but I'm just not the biggest fan of these jigging wrap type baits. I'm really rough on things, and I always break this plastic piece off of them. And every time you hook into a fish, like this, like gets caught on the holes. Like I know they work and they catch fish, but I don't know. These are just not my favorite type of baits to use. I had a mini puppet minnow which I liked using for perch, but somehow I lost the rod. I'm a hot mess with keeping track of my stuff, though. So it's probably my fault. I think I just had my sled full of junk, which I need to buy a new sled. And then I lost it. So I think that was the issue. But anyways, it was fine. It was just a $15 Walmart rod. I need to get my ice rods out of my truck actually, because I'm going to Brainerd. I might take a rod or two with it. All I can fish for on Gull Lake is panfish, though, so I'll probably just go out to like 10 feet of water and drill some holes, and I'll probably just catch 5-inch perch. I know Sobe and fishing and more outdoors, we're catching a few walleyes out there, but you can't even fish for walleyes anymore. I don't know why. Fishing and More is an interesting channel. You can go check them out. Hey, Catfish Headhunters. Hey, Jake Cracky. But I don't understand how certain channels blow up or certain don't. My content must just suck because it hasn't blown up. I don't know. Or my video quality is bad, which I'll admit it's bad. I get too caught up in trying to fish, and then I kind of just lay back and trying to videotape. It's all good. Like, I can catch fish. I just am not that good at videotaping. I just love fishing, though. That's why I keep my channel and keep posting. Sometimes I just laugh at what I do. Like sometimes I just like the time when I lost that one pike and I shoved my hand down the hole. I think stuff like that's hilarious. It just shows how crazy them. And the other time I did that for a walleye, but my video footage just absolutely sucked. It pissed me off because I had like an 18-inch. Yeah, I think it's not getting. Filming fishing, it probably is tougher. Fishing is pretty random with how to catch stuff. Like there's certain spots you can go to and always catch fish. Other spots are just really random. Like if you're fishing for bigger stuff, it's more random than if you're fishing for smaller stuff. And a lot of times if you're filming, your quality comes out better if you're trying to film someone else catch fish than you trying to film yourself catch fish. You should probably get like 2 action cameras, just mount them up. I know a lot of times when I'm ice fishing, I'll just set my one camera on something like 10 feet from me and film myself trying to jig, and that's less. I just have some. Here's what I have for action cameras. I have this 8-min 180 Wi-Fi, which is like a $35 camera. And where's my other camera? I don't know even where it's at. I have this Victor camera, which is junk because I really scratched the lens bad on it. And I have another 8-min camera that's like 4K too. That's what I've been using. I'm really cheap, so that's why. I don't know why, but then I compulsively buy a Clam Shack or buy this Aquaview. That's the problem I have. I should just pay my truck off rather than buy this shit for fishing. What to... So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes good to be cheap, sometimes not so good to be cheap. I don't know. I had back issues this last year and I was kind of way behind on my finances, but now I'm finally getting caught up on my whole finances thing. Like if I didn't buy any fishing stuff and just fished within a half hour where I lived, I could probably pay off my truck in like 4 months with how much money I'm making. So I should probably do that rather than buy all this fishing stuff. Like to be honest, this Aquaview helps some days. This Aquaview helps you a lot ice fishing. Like when the fish are being finicky, you can really see if they're not camera shy. You can really figure out how they're acting like. Same thing with this Vexilar unit I have. Like I have a hard time ice fishing. You have a GoPro 7. I was thinking when I was musky fishing about like putting one of these action cameras in a waterproof case on a board and doing all my figure 8s right in front of the camera and see how it turns out if I'm on a lake that's clear. It would be sweet if I could get a figure 8 strike under the water. Or even if I could just kind of pike doing it. Because I know the one day I was musky fishing this fall, I had like a smallmouth and a pike just hammer my phantom. I'll show you the bait. They just hammered this phantom softtail right by the edge of the boat. It was like really sweet. They just came up from the weeds and slammed like 20 feet and came in hot and just hammered it. Like it's what makes musky fishing fun or pike fishing fun when they just come in with a lot of aggression and hit hard. I had like a 16-inch pike do that when I was watching my camera yesterday too. I had this down and a pike came in and it just came in and inhaled my fathead and I just opened up my spool and let it run for a little while and set the hook. That was pretty fun. Although it was not a big pike. Earlier this winter, I caught like a 2-foot pike on a tip down, and that was a heck of a fight. Like it took me like 5 minutes to pull the thing in. It was a lot of fun. But I only have like 6 or 8 pound line on the tip downs. They're rigged for perch and walleye. They're not rigged for. Wow, that's awesome, Jake Crack. That's a nice one. My BB walleye's 29. I haven't caught any huge ones through the ice though, so I need to work on that. Why am I on TikTok? I don't. You're testing out StreamYard? I don't know. If other people want to join the stream, I can like put the link in StreamYard and people can join. So that's the good part about it is you can get multiple people streams. And I don't know. I actually have a fun time doing multiple people streams and just streaming yourself because then you can like talk about things and just get to know people. So like in StreamYard, you can just post the link and then someone can join the stream. I only think you get like 24 hours a month, and I never stream, so I don't use that much. So I just randomly decided to make sure I remembered how to use it because sometimes electronics frustrate me, and I get pretty frustrated when I use them. So that's just how it goes. I wonder how late I'm going to be able to ice fish this year here because there's about 2 feet of ice here. I don't know on the what. It warmed up for a few days, but it's supposed to get cold again, so the ice is going to be perfect for travel. Although I'm beating the crap out of my 2-wheel drive Dodge truck. I've only got it stuck once. I don't know whether it's a good or bad thing. Probably shouldn't get cocky. I went through more stuff with that than most 4-wheel drive people have went through. Maybe not in this area, but a lot of people just have 4-wheel drive trucks and never actually 4-wheel with them. Like when I was on filmed that video at the Ice Castle Classic, like I started to go down this hill and there was this ramp I was going down and all of a sudden it was steep and I started to go down the ramp and then I decided it was too bad and I couldn't get back up the ramp because it was just clear ice. So then I just gave it and drove over to where the fishery was where I then plowed out. And it was, yeah, that's good. I should go live ice fishing. The only issue here is the service is just horrendous where I ice fish at a lot of times. There's not many towers because there's like no one that lives here. Like the county I work for, the USDA, and only has like 3,000 people that live in it. And I only think there's like 1 or 2 cell phone towers, although most of it's flat, but where Lake Traverses is not flat. I guess I haven't tried going live on the lakes I fished by Hankinson. I was thinking about going live on Sunday, but I just was not in the mood to go live. I guess I don't know. I've been debating on what to do with my life, and I was thinking for a while, like I'm better off financially just to work at the position I have until I get a faculty position, but I've like applied to like 10 faculty positions and haven't got an interview for any of them. So I think it's probably better off for my career goal to do a postdoc. But like if I do a postdoc, I'm gonna have to move to where it's more expensive to live, and a lot of the postdocs pay like the same as I'm making now, so I'm actually gonna be worse off financially. And I may go to areas where there's not much for fishing, which will piss me off. Like I love fishing so much. So I don't know. It's been a really tough decision for me to make. Yeah, YouTube goes crazy. I don't know. Like, I think if you support someone, I usually try to just add them to my queen and watch one of their videos, or usually watch a minute or 2 of your video and then comment. I think that's what keeps you a permanent sub. I think if you just support someone and then just don't watch any of their content, you get unsubbed. So I usually try to watch, hey y'all, hi everything fish, how are you doing today? So I usually try to watch a few minutes of people's videos. So that's just what I do though. I guess I'm postponing applying for jobs tonight too, and I'm drinking, which is probably not what I should be doing, but it's all fun. It's more fun to BS with YouTube than it is. I don't know, I'm not very social. I have a really hard time making new friends. And my anxiety's been really bad here lately. Like when I was at the fishery this last weekend, I should have just stayed at the bar and BS because there was a whole bunch of people there and they had a band, but all of a sudden my back just like started to spasm and I was like, it's time to go home. You saw the pic on the gram? Yeah, those were nice fish. Those are nice perch and a walleye. Hey, Justin, not much. Just hanging out, BSing about fishing. I don't even know where I put my fly box. It was sitting out. I have a hot mess of fishing stuff out all over my apartment, and I need to clean up. The bad part about me not having a girlfriend is when I don't have a girlfriend, I could care less about how cleanly something is. And then when I have a girlfriend, I watch my stuff more. So like, and if I actually, but then if I like go on dates and stuff, Northern Illinois, yeah, that I would take a job in Northern Illinois if I got one in a heartbeat. I just need to get offered one. I've applied to a couple positions at Illinois Extension, and they haven't interviewed me. All I know is how the whole job thing works out is so goddamn bizarre too. Like I don't know if they screen out people or sometimes it'll do local people or so forth. I guess I haven't been on this. I've only been helped out with. Hey Ralph, how are you doing? I've only like met with different people when they've been interviewing. I've never actually been on like an interviewing committee, but I don't know. Sometimes how they choose people is really bizarre. Like sometimes they choose people because they know them. Sometimes they choose people because they're local. Like sometimes they'll choose people because who they think are going to stay there. And sometimes it's just more likely to be dishonest and say what people say, which is not right. Say what people want to hear, but that's not always or not really the right thing to say. And I think a lot of people do that too. So the whole job market thing is really frustrating. And because I have really bad anxiety, it does not make me happy and is really frustrating to me. So I don't know. I'm debating on what to do with my life. I guess my goal is to be a professor. I have like 5 of the papers from my PhD published now. I need to fix this other paper, which is taking me a while because they want me to add a bunch of equations to it. And for me to analyze my data, that takes like probably 2 weeks of after work for me to do, or would take probably a whole weekend for me to do. So it's not like it's easy for me to fix. So I don't know. It's taking a while. What other tackle do I have sitting around? Here's those leaf flutter spoons, Justin. They've caught me a walleye, a pike, and 2 perch. The fish were not wanting them yesterday, though. All the perch I caught jigging were on either a fire tiger jig with the waxy or a slender spoon with tips of the minnow head. So that's what they were liking yesterday. They were not wanting the clam. I don't know. I think the fish really seem to like gold here, though. I think because it looks like a perch or walleye or bullhead, because that's pretty much what the forage is on the lakes. I'm actually surprised on the underwater camera yesterday I wasn't seeing bullheads, because on the lake survey of the lake, it says it has a whole bunch of bullheads. So I was using that to try to. I think it looks like perch, walleye, or bullheads, and I get some flash of it, so the fish seem to like it. Hey, Aircraft One, thanks for stopping by. I haven't checked in with your channel for a while. But I know in like the Wisconsin River system, like the fish like for some reason like pink or purple, or with crankbaits, they're just like the blue silver or the silver colors. Or fire tiger, those are always good colors, but here's like gold, fire tiger, and glow stuff. Like the last bit of right at dark, they like glow stuff or early in the morning before it gets too light out. But then once it gets light out, they just like fire tiger or gold. Yeah, I was in the deepest part of the lake, and I had my camera out for like 4 hours, and all I saw was perch and a pike and like 4 walleyes. I'm sure once I fish in June, all I'm going to catch is bullheads. Some big old ugly black bullheads that roll in circles when you catch them. Those things are kind of annoying. The yellow bullheads are even worse. They always swallow your hook. I don't know why, but I've been watching a whole bunch of uncut angling lately, and I am just fascinated with their 39 hours thing they did. That was just awesome. Like, I'd really like to do a channel just where we fish for like 12 hours or 24 hours and just compete with each other to see who catches the biggest fish, who catches the biggest fish of the most species. That just sounds so fun, but hard. But I would just make it any length of fish would count. But if you get a bigger one than the other person, you'd beat them. But that would be a pretty epic challenge. But like the Conrads and Uncut Angling just caught some huge freaking fish. They caught like 30-inch walleyes, like 42-inch laker, 38-inch brown trout. Those are just so goddamn big. We have 20-some-odd pound channel cat. You take that, Justin? Okay, we'll talk about it. It's going to be fun. I actually think I'd be better off if I had the Wisconsin River than here because you catch a lot more stuff there. I'm sure if I just went and fished on the Bois de Sioux and then went somewhere else, I could catch a bunch of species too. That would be a lot of fun. I like catching a mix of species. Like, I don't even know why my channel name is still Muskie Hans, because like I originally just was trying to post, yeah, your best off fishing river. I was really just trying to post musky fishing videos at first, but my channel just turned into a bunch of multi-species fishing because it's easier to get videos. Because it's really hard to get muskies on camera, and I guess if I just took enough batteries, I could, but I don't know. And in the wintertime, it's not like you can muskie fish. It's closed. So the wintertime is just turning into ice fishing. And I don't know. I wish I could catch some more pike. Pike's been brutal around here. I don't know why. I've only caught. Yeah, to be honest, I have more walleye videos than anything. They're the only thing. When you fish in cold water, all you catch is walleyes, perch, white bass, or pike, though, or crappies. Nothing else really bites in cold water. That's the issue. And walleyes are the easiest thing to catch in like 30 to 50 degree water. I'm drinking Windsor and Coke. So that's kind of why my whole channel is like, I have so many walleye fishing videos. And here are like 90% of the fish I've been catching have either been perch or walleye. So pretty much every video I post is perch and walleye fishing through the ice. And other than my carp fishing shenanigans of this one dam, which I don't know. I need to get my plug in. I have fun spearing the carp and catching them, so that's why I'm gonna screw the videos. Screw around posting the videos. Nice hams, go ham. This one kid from my high school likes making hams too, but I have fun snagging or follow hooking or spearing the carps. That's why I posted videos of doing it. I know some people don't like them. Some people like them. Actually, I don't think I've got any. I guess I got 2 dislikes on fly fishing for them, but I don't know. I didn't hook them in the mouth. I actually cleaned like 6 of the carp I caught, and none of them had any food in their stomach. So I literally think they're just trying to survive and drink in the cold water, and they're just sitting there. And I don't think they're gonna eat anything. But I don't know how carp are in the winter. I know one day I hooked one on an ice fishing jig and it snapped my line. Carp are really good fighters though when it's warm. My guess is when that dam in the middle of summer is just going to be a bullhead, carp, and sheephead haven. We'll have to find out though. And when I'm catching like catfish and carp, there'll be entertaining videos at least, especially if I catch them on like 8-pound line. So I am like $5 too many steelhead water. I am going to be going to places where I can steelhead fish though, because I got a bear tag for northern Wisconsin, and I'll be going there to bait bear, and there's steelhead around there, and lake trout, some little tiny coho and browns, blake. I haven't caught a steelhead. I caught one steelhead on spinning gear, but I was trolling, and it was an epic fight. I have a video of it from a long time ago, but I was out there trolling, and I had 8-pound line, and I was trolling with a walleye diver, and I hooked into a 26-inch. Yeah, Lake Michigan is a good place to go for steelhead. I don't know. I've got like 4 or 5 of them from our Lake Michigan fishing. I'm from Wisconsin, and I just got into Lake Michigan fishing like 3 years ago. And we've got our butt kicked out there, but yeah, I've definitely caught some steelhead out there. They put up a pretty epic fight. When you catch them, I'm sure when you catch them on 6-pound line versus 20 to 30-pound line, they fight a lot more though. They still fight good on 20 or 30-pound line, like what was on that trolling reel I had. But they fight a lot better on like 6 or 8-pound line, like using the streams or a fly rod. So it's a good trip for you too. It's northeast of where I am. I don't know. I was debating. I should get my 16-foot boat running, and I'll probably go find as soon as the ice is open and you can start trolling. I was going to go up there, and I don't know. I might go out and troll the mud lines in the morning and just fish the streams in the middle of the day, depending upon the wind. I was planning on doing that a weekend though. I'll probably have some trips where I'll just go out and troll some spoons and catch whatever bites and crankbaits. I'll probably catch browns, blake, Lakers. On Lake Superior, I don't know. The place I'll probably troll, you catch a lot of like 2-foot Lakers. You don't catch any big suckers. I wish I knew the spot where Superior, England was going out on Lake Superior, and then they were catching like 10 to 20-pound Lakers jigging. That looks like a heck of a fight. But I don't know. I want to do that sometime. That would be a lot of fun. I was almost wondering if we drop down like a Swedish pimple or castmaster if you catch whitefish, because I know you mark a bunch of them when you're trolling for Lakers, but I don't know. I've only caught a couple of them on Dreamweaver Super Slims, and I would like to. If you could jig up a bunch of them, they're really good. Whitefish are really good eating, so I wouldn't mind catching some of them either. I've only caught like 3 or 4 whitefish. I hear they're catching them in Chequamegon Bay right now. Well, that's a long drive for me though. It's like 5.5 hours. My dad has 60 acres up there, so I could stay up there, but I would just have my ice shanty to stay in. Hey, Sassy Sandy, thanks for stopping by. I'm good. Drinking some Windsor and live streaming. I've been live for a long time. On Superior, they're catching them on Chequamegon Bay. That's what I heard. And they're catching some splake and brown. Yeah, I hear snakehead are fun to catch. But yeah, I hear they're catching them. I don't know how deep or anything. I hear the ice is really crappy on all the Great Lakes, but I don't know how far you can get out in Chequamegon Bay, or out by the islands, but I hear they're catching fish in Chequamegon Bay. I don't know how deep of water you can get into. I don't think Chequamegon Bay is that deep. I know it's like 60 feet right out of the mouth of the Sioux River, which is where we usually fish. But I don't know. I guess maybe it's 100 feet deep out in the middle. It's like 120 between the Madeline and Long Island. There's Houghton Point. Yeah, Chequamegon, maybe it's deeper than that. It's only like 60 feet deep or 80 feet deep. Yeah, I haven't watched that video yet. The South Channel's like 100 and some odd feet deep. There's like a big current. It's so bizarre to me how the Great Lakes have currents. Where's Houghton Point at? I guess it's deeper than that into the bay. There's areas where it's 20 meters deep or 30 meters deep. So it probably is 60, 80 feet. They're probably fishing either in that bay on the Michigan's peninsula in the UP or on Chequamegon Bay. I only think it's like 60 to 80 feet deep in Chequamegon Bay. And then once you get out into the South Channel, it gets deeper. I don't know. I haven't trolled around that much in the bay. I know for a long time, my dad went out on Lake Superior, and we just got our butt kicked. We trolled for hours and hours on end, and we didn't catch crap. But then since I bought actually legitimate trolling spoons and legitimate trolling gear, we went out there and caught fish pretty much every time. Like he never bought planer boards or line counter rods or like the actual trolling spoons like I have a bunch of, and we just use casting spoons. Coasters are few and far in between. The brook trout are really bizarre up there. Like if you look at my videos, there's probably a fishing below Sisquit Falls. Like it's a falls that connects to the lake. And this stream is full of brookies. Like, I don't know, some days it's good, some days it's bad. Like this year it was really good. I caught probably like 30 or 40 brookies out of it. And then one day below this falls that connects to the lake, I caught probably like 15 brookies. But they were all like 6 to 10 inches. They weren't coasters. And I know Wisconsin has just resorted to stocking browns and splake because the browns and splake just stay. The steelhead they stock go way out deep in the summer, and they're really hard to catch on Lake Superior if you're trolling. Unlike Lake Michigan, where they're a lot easier to catch. And the browns and splake just stay right in the islands. And a lot of the anglers catch them and they come up into the stream and people do well on them in the fall, but they just don't go out very far. So, and because Lake Superior stays colder than Lake Michigan, people catch the browns and splake all summer. So people like catching them. Hey, Slayer and Mike. So Wisconsin just gave up on their whole coaster experiment and just resorted to stocking browns and splake. The splake are kind of stupid to stock because they don't even reproduce. They're kind of just sterile. That's why when I've caught them, I just kept them to eat. They're taste milder. For some reason, they're super mild. Like they're way milder than a brook trout or a lake trout. They're like lean and really mild. I guess the ones I caught were pretty small. Hey, Slayer Mike, you fall through the ice anymore lately? I think I did about as bad as you last Friday. I'll have to wait to post the video so you see. When I was spearing carp, I had some issues. That's a pretty good video I have to post. That's all I should say. Pinks. I want to see how many species of fish I can do a catch and cook. I actually don't think I've ever done. All the fish I eat is giving me brain damage. I have a doctorate degree, so I haven't got that much brain damage. This wind is probably worse than for me than fish I eat. Eating 8-inch perch probably doesn't have that much toxins. Eating a 30-pound lake trout probably has a lot of toxins. Or eating like a 30-inch northern. As you go up the trophic levels, fish accumulate more toxins. So if you eat a fathead minnow, it doesn't have much for toxins in it because all they eat is like Daphnia and algae, whereas a pike basically survives off eating fathead minnows and perch or walleyes or little northerns. So they essentially have accumulated way more toxins as you go up the trophic level. So that's what happens. So it's a lot worse to eat like a pike or muskie or big catfish or big lake trout than it is to eat like a little perch. So I don't know. That's all good. I appreciate you stopping by my stream. I enjoy watching your videos. They just make me miss watching trout fishing because there's no trout that live around here. There's one lake by Wapaton that they stock, or actually it's by Morton, but supposedly people told me that it's summer killed this year. It's only like 30 feet deep, but supposedly it's really clear. They're supposedly stocked trout in like May, so I'll probably go up there fishing in May. Nice, Mike. But yeah, there's just not much for trout around here. North Dakota is cold, but basically all the rivers have a lot of overland flow and get warm. So like, I'm gonna make some ditch fishing videos this summer, but I'm sure all I'm gonna catch is bullheads or an occasional pike or carp. So I don't know. People probably will not like the bullhead fishing videos, but it's just reality of what I catch. I try to put every fish I catch in my videos. A lot of times if I get skunked, I don't post a video. Unless there's some event that goes on. But a few of the videos I posted I haven't caught crap. Like that pond de terre video, I didn't catch crap in. The most entertaining part was I should have videotaped myself jacking up my truck to get out, and me cooking a 5-inch perch over my heater. But bullheads are good to eat. I almost filled my waders up with water on Friday too. I hope the footage looks good from that. That's all I'm hoping. I haven't looked at the footage for it. I'll hopefully get Wi-Fi at the resort I'm going to in Brainerd tomorrow, because I'm going to an all-state NRCS meeting tomorrow in Brainerd. Hopefully I don't get my hand shoved in a wood chipper. I'm just joking. I've only drove through Brainerd. And I have this interesting friend from Brainerd. So I don't know, maybe I'll go up there. I did want to make a video of fishing Mille Lacs. I think what we really need to do is get like 3 people out there and a bunch of beer and just go and troll like 12-inch depth raiders across the lake and try to catch some big muskies. Hopefully this summer I can get another 50 plus. I don't know. The biggest muskie I caught was in Pelican Lake, which is like an hour and a half from here. It's by Pelican Rapids, and I caught it on a homemade spinner I made on the figure eight. It would have been the best video ever. That probably would get me a lot of subscribers because that video was so legit. It came up in clear water in like 8 feet of water and just pounded my lure on the figure eight. And I was in a canoe. Used my fly rod. My goal is to catch a pike on that fly rod I have right here. Here's my fancy Martin fly rod. For some reason, the only fish species I've caught on this fly rod besides the snake carp was bluegill and crappie and creek chub and brook trout and largemouth bass. I'm not going to try to hook a carp in the mouth. I need to get some lighter leader. I should have just used 6 pound. Yeah, I have 20-pound line because in the fall I was trying to strip streamers in the stream, and I know there's a lot of pike there, so I was expecting to catch a pike, but I didn't catch one. Like the one day there was a bunch of pike in the spot, and then when I went back there, all it was there was like 6 to 12-inch walleyes. So I didn't catch anything on it. Probably if I would have put that little woolly bugger on 6-pound line, I probably would have caught walleyes on it. Yeah, I caught some bass on your popper. I think I caught some bass on just, what was the little thing? I was just using some little black wet fly. I should know what caught some on like a soft tackle and some other on woolly buggers and other stuff and nymphs too, because in my clear pond the bass like nymphs. So I was using that too. In really clear water, the bluegill's like just a little trout nymph. So if you like a hare's ear nymph, you can just pound the bluegills on a hare's ear nymph. In the Madison Lakes, that works really good for bluegills. Hey, outside Michigan city limits, you're from the coho capital of the world. I'm sure they're catching coho down there. Yeah, the woolly bugger would definitely work for walleyes, especially smaller ones. I need to have a really light leader so it gets down deeper. If they're only in 2-3 feet of water, it'll definitely catch them. I know Lubo was catching some walleyes on his fly rod. I think he's using like a big white streamer though. Oh, I didn't see it. I don't have post notifications on for you. During the daytime, I'm not allowed to stream. I work for the federal government. So I need to be careful what I do. Although today I didn't do crap at work. So I don't know. It was slow today at work. I had one phone call, which I just basically set up an appointment with people. Otherwise, I just read about trainings. And I should figure out ArcGIS, which frustrates me. But our whole agency is like going from ArcGIS to this other really crappy mapping software, which is even more confusing, which sucks. White woolly bugger, yeah, the white woolly bugger would be really good. I'll be back in a second. So I'm back. The clouds are, I know my brother the one year day was just slaying the smallies on the clouds. Like we went out east on one vacation. That's what people said to use for striped bass. So he had bought some, and he was just using like a chartreuse and white clouser minnow and just drifting in the current by rocks in the Wisconsin River, and he was catching a whole bunch of smallies on it. I'm sure in the Ottertail River I could pound when the walleye smallies are aggressive. You could just pound them on like just a popper or that too. I'll have to buy some really big streamer hooks and make some. I have my fly vise right here, but I haven't been using. Here's my fly vise, but I haven't been using it at all lately. I tied some really pathetic looking streamers in the fall, but I don't think I caught anything on them. This last fall it got really cold though. I was still getting fish on plastic. Do a dropper popper. A popper dropper. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea for smallies. If you just had a big popper and a little, and like a olive woolly bugger or white woolly bugger behind it, that would probably work. Post office guy? No, I'm not a post office guy. If you just drop that behind, I think if you just drop like a white woolly bugger behind us. Ugly streamers? Yeah, I'm sure they do. All I know is one day we were fishing over by Viroqua, and I had this really ugly nymph that I tied from squirrel hair, and I was just pounding trout on this little tiny nymph that just looked like nothing. It was a little gray nymph that was like on a size 18 or 20 hook, and the trout were just pounding the hell out of it. And it looked like absolutely nothing. But like trout, when they're finicky, like nymphs. I don't know why. I suck at fly fishing for trout. It doesn't help. My patience is so short. That's why I always end up fishing with spinners. But catching on the fly rod is pretty fun. So I don't know. I know sometimes on the creek by my house they'll be hitting caddises, but I never can hook them. Spinner fly. I saw them on your posted on your story. Those look pretty good. Those should definitely work. They'll probably run higher than normally made spinners. Because I know I was putting skirt on spinners, make them run higher. Because I know I have some of the Panther Martin flies, and they run way higher than the regular flies. Nice. I just added this Shawaran on Facebook. I bet she's like a fake. Should probably just ask her to hook up. Hey, TikTok videos. She's works at woodworking enthusiast in Rock, Illinois to do a strip set up dry flies. I'll just try that. I don't catch much on my fly rod besides bluegills. My goal this summer is to hook a carp in the mouth on it. I should just make it to get a 30-inch plus carp in the mouth. I speared a 31-incher on Friday. That's a big goddamn carp. I wish I had a scale to see how much it weighed. But yeah, that was fun. Although I just killed them and threw them in the dumpster besides the ones I'm giving to my coworker. But yeah, that was fun. Thanks for stopping by, Slayer Mike. I really appreciate it. This has been a fun stream. I do like TikTok videos too. Some mini crayfish flies. There's this river that's like 40 minutes from me that was just full of smallmouths, and I found it right as it got cold. And I was still catching some. One day I just pounded and I caught 221-inch smallies. But then after that, I only caught a handful of smallies. And I'm sure in the summertime, it's just going to be lights on fire for smallies when the water's warm. So I'm sure I'll be catching a pile of small when I go there. I was going to do a float trip of it too, because I know there's a dam and then it just flows into the Red River Valley. And I'll have to figure out a way to transport me like 5 miles down gravel roads, but I'll just like put in my John boat at one spot and float down like 5 miles and just cast everything. And I'm sure once you get like a half mile from where the road is, you'll just pound the smallies. I guess I really don't know what it looks like, but that's the whole fun part about doing a float trip. You'll get to figure out what it looks like. So I'll definitely be doing that and hopefully be making a video as long as I'm still here then. I don't know why. It's such a hard decision. Like, I'm really leaning towards aggressively looking for a postdoc now, kind of because some people have pissed me off at work. And I really don't like my job, but also I kind of want to stay in the Midwest because I love fishing Wisconsin. Yeah, waterfalls do suck, but fishing below a waterfall is fucking awesome. Because all the fish congregate below the waterfall. So that's the good thing about waterfalls. The bad thing is you got to portage all your crap. The one time during the boundary waters, my dad almost went through a waterfall because we were too lazy to do this whole 360 some odd rod portage, which is, I don't know, like 1.25 miles. But he went to go around and he walked around one rapids and then he went to go to the next rapid, which was like a grade 4 rapids. I don't think I've ever tried bow fishing. I need to practice a lot with the bow. All I know is last year I tried crossbow hunting and I missed 5 deer. So you don't trust me with the bow. The one year I made some longbows out of wood. That has to be a good video, although it'll be a lot of work. You know that portage? I'll show you where the portage was on my phone. It's between Basswood Lake and the Basswood River. For some reason, we didn't catch crap for fish on Basswood Lake. But there's like 4 falls on the Basswood River. And we caught more fish on the Basswood River and these little dinky lakes than anywhere. There was a lot of people in that part of the boundary bars. After them, we've been going by Grand Marais, however you pronounce it. And there's a lot less people there. That Rainy Lake. Where's the lake my pothead cousin is? That Lake LaCroix. Yeah, I want to go there really bad. Here's Basswood Lake, right? So the portage is right here. Here's Basswood Lake on this side, and then it goes to the, why did it go out? Then it goes to the Basswood River. In the Basswood River, we caught a bunch of fish, but in the Basswood Lake, we didn't catch crap. Supposedly, I think the Minnesota state record pike is from there, though. I don't know if we've been to Conceal Rock. I know there were some pictured rocks downstream a little farther from Basswood Lake. All I know is my dad bought this camo squareback canoe that time, and we had this canoe that has the nickname Old Red, which is like 120 pounds, and it's a fiberglass canoe that was built at Middleton High School. Yeah, that's a long sucker. It's like 360 rods or something, but it's like it has a 1.5 inch rocker and has a really deep bow, so it goes good, but it is really heavy. And like this camo canoe, like top end paddling would only go like 2.5 miles an hour. So that canoe was slow. You skateboard and drink. I don't know. I basically fish and work on papers and go hunting sometimes. Yeah, but then my dad bought this Winona I think it's in Itasca. It's like 19 feet long and is Kevlar. It's only like 58 pounds. Then we have a Winona Fisherman, which is not the fastest canoe. I love the canoe. It's really good it's a good short trip canoe, but not a good long trip canoe. It's like 34 inches wide. It's not actually Kevlar. It's like the tough plastic, and it's easy to repair. I beat the crap out of it. It's a green canoe. I'm fishing in some of my old videos, and it doesn't go that fast, but it's really easy to move around. It's only 14 feet long, and it's really easy to put on top of your vehicle. And I like the canoe. It's not your fast canoe, but we can look at it, and it's really easy to pour just because it's short. So I really like that canoe. If you get it in Kevlar, it's only like 40 pounds too. Versus the one we have is like 58 pounds or 60. It's still really light and really easy to put on top of like an SUV or car, so I really like it. And it works and gets the job done. Ooh, I got a new comment on musky catch and cook. It's not a negative one. Yeah, Kevlar is the way to go though. It's so expensive though, because it's like Kevlar canoes are like $1,500. It's like half the cost of a Hobie, but still it's expensive. The Hobies are like 120 pounds though, so they're not light. Actually, from talking to people, yeah, that Winona Fisherman, I've stood up for on hours on end and cast it for muskies. That's why I like it. It's so sturdy. Did I get a dislike on this live stream? I haven't even been watching. I don't care who gave me a dislike either. I like the chrome color rocks. I want to go out to the boundary waters so bad. There was these lakes over by Grand Marais where you catch Lakers too. I should figure out how to jig for them, but we would just catch them. We would just put spoons down on a dipsy diver. Just one day we were catching them flatlining spoons. I'm wondering who the heck gave me a dislike on my live stream. I don't know. I'm just BSing about fishing. I haven't went live in such a long time, so I don't know. I don't make that many people mad. I don't know. I maybe have made some of the people mad. The thing is, like, I don't care what people. I say in my videos what I think, and it's like, you don't like my video, give it a dislike. I don't care. This is my first live stream I got a dislike on. I know there's been like 1 or 2 people that are frequently giving me dislikes on my videos though, so it's all good. Usually if I'm watching videos, like actually what I do is, so I have a Roku TV over here, and what I do is I'll just play a bunch of videos I am to my queen and just play them on my TV. And usually if I watch a full video, I usually comment on it and give it a like. If I watch a full video of someone that usually watches my content, I give their video a like and watch the full video. That's what I do. We didn't catch that many boundary walleyes in the boundary waters. This Moose Lake by Grand Marais, though, the one day we just slaughtered like 20 to 24-inch walleyes. But then every time we went there since, we just caught a bunch of smallies. But the smallies we caught there, we caught a bunch of 18 to 20-inch smallies there. Big suckers. And I know one day I was fishing with the not a Pose jackpot, Zara Spook, same type of bait. And we were walking and a seagull came and hit my Zara Spook, and it was pretty fucking funny. We got some smallies there on this Zara spook too. It's an old classic. Definitely catching some fish though. You gotta have a pretty stiff rod to fish that though. You gotta get the stiffer rod you have on like braid. You gotta jerk that and get it to action right. I should go live more. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't always in the mood to go live. It's kind of fun how it just turns into random stuff though. When you go live, it just turns random. It all depends on who shows up and what ends up being brought up. Like I just like talking about fishing. Like if you watch my live streams, I don't care if people sub to or support for support or whatever you want to call it, but it's like I just want to talk about fishing. Like if I go to a live stream and like, okay, support them, support them, support them, it just annoys the hell out of me. Like I'd rather just go to live streams and just talk about random things or talk about what's going on or so forth. So that's what I try to do in my live streams. It doesn't always end up that way. So people come in and just want to sub to other people. I don't care. They can do that. But if you don't sub back, if people don't sub back, I don't care. But that's just the type of person I am. I'm usually really calm, but sometimes I just say what I want to say. I probably should say what I want to say more, but it's not always the right thing to do. It doesn't always make friends. When you went live, Captain Sarvaz, you haven't had many people come. I don't know. I've had a few people come. It hasn't been crazy. I think the most I've had is like 12 people tonight. Granted, I don't go live very often, so I guess I don't know what to expect. Time to bring out the shenanigans. I don't know what you mean by shenanigans. I guess I said what I thought. All I know is I've done way too much support for support on my channel. And it kind of frustrates me because if you look at my YouTube studio, like I have 2,000 subscribers, and here's how many likes I've got on my videos. The video I posted this morning, I had 258 views and 9 comments and 9 likes. The last video I posted, I got 33 comments, and half of them are my comments, and 13 likes and 244 views. The video before that, which I didn't share to as much strap, I don't know, I didn't investigate that, was 126 views and 23 likes. One before that was 240 views and 13 likes, and it's like 86% of my views are not from subscribers. So, like, I have all these subscribers that are not even active. Like, I know I'm subscribed to way more channels than watch me, and like a few of the channels that came in, like, we probably just came in because I was live streaming and want subs, but still, it's like I have so many of this non-active subscribers. It's ridiculous. Like some of my videos only have 7 or 10 likes. One even has 6 likes and 4 and 10 views. I don't know why I'm ranting about this now. It's probably because I've been drinking and just saying what I feel, but still, it's like all my videos are just getting from random people who are watching my videos. I don't even know how to see that my videos are in 480p. But I think it's just how I save them. I don't know. I should actually, when I edit a video, I should see. But I don't know. I should actually check that. I know my camera here is 1080p. You can see that on the camera. It's 1080p Wi-Fi. So I don't know. I should investigate that. Thanks, Justin. I should BS with you and call you up soon. I should probably end this stream and have dinner and then do some stuff too. Although I'm not going to get anything done now that I've been drinking. So I don't know. I'll probably just watch YouTube tonight. It's all good. I don't know. It's really fussy about the light. I'll tell you that much. If you point into the sun, it looks horrendous. If you point away from the sun, it looks okay. I don't think it's that bad. Some of it is my laptop is probably better quality than that because I'm streaming from my laptop right now. Just have it on my kitchen table. I don't know. I should probably get better cameras. I'm really hard on things I don't know. I'll have to decide at some point. The 30 DLs. Yeah, well, the other one of these cameras I have is better quality. I just don't know where it's sitting right now. It might be in my bedroom on the charger, which I'm not going to walk into now. It definitely has better quality. That's what we've mostly been trying to film with lately. Yesterday I filmed with this one. This one lasts like 3.5 hours on one battery, so I like that part about it. So, yeah, it's only $30 too. So if I lose it, which I'm very likely to do, I don't care. It's only $30. So yeah. Sounds good. I'll watch your videos too. I think I need to end this stream. I have my dinner ready to eat, and I should eat my dinner, and then I should do other things. Yeah, that's good. I usually do that too. I usually wait till I hook the fish half the time when I'm ice fishing. I don't know. It sucks when you're not catching much for fish. That's the hard part of like filming pike or muskie fishing. There's just so much dead time. At least when you have tip ups, you can wait to see when they hit and then go and get the tip up. But when you're like jig fishing, it's like all of a sudden it's really random. So that's why it's tough sometimes to get video and have it on recording. So it's like half the time I just only record when I hook up because it's like I don't want to look through 6 hours of footage to have 3 fish. And that's how fishing goes a lot of times. So I don't know. That's what I do. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by my stream tonight. I really appreciate it. You all have a good night, and I'll see you on the next video.